Hello everybody, welcome to TELLI Talks Business. I am here with my co-host OGZ2 Funny in the building, and today we have a very special guest. She is an entrepreneur, fashion designer, and Filipino mogul, Jhoanna from Alba.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, guys, I am so excited to start this. She makes amazing customized suits. We are here in her, what do you call this place?
This is our design space. This is where we get really creative, and so this is our loft. We're based out of downtown Los Angeles, and welcome to my humble abode.
Oh my gosh, for everyone that doesn't know who you are, please tell us about your journey and how you got started.
Oh my goodness, okay, how far back?
As far back as you want to go back. You want to start in the Philippines, when you were born, how your mother raised you, all that great stuff.
Let's start there.
Okay, so I came to the States when I was a year and a half old. And I had two older siblings at the time. And then I have a younger brother who was actually born here in California. But I came out here, and one of the things that I loved to do with my mother was sew. I always watched her, sew for us, because coming in from the Philippines, we didn't have much, and we're trying to, figure out how to live here.
Absolutely.
And my mom had to figure out how to drive, how to cook, because in the Philippines, you have 5 people following you around everywhere.
Right, exactly.
You have a driver.
You have a maid. You have a maid.
Right?
Yes.
They pick up your clothes, and all of a sudden you see your clothes hanging in the line outside of the house. So my mom was like, I have to figure all this out. But one of the things was she loved to sew, so I would watch her do it. And then I was like, I want to learn, but our sewing machine would always break. So I remember her teaching me at 6 years old. I started sewing at 6.
Wow.
And it would always break, so she's like, I'm going to teach you how to sew by hand. So she taught me how to sew by hand and all that, and that's where the whole love for fashion came about.
Okay, question. You chose men's suits specifically. Why men's suits?
Because girls are crazy.
Girls are crazy.
I mean, I'm crazy too. I don't like myself sometimes. But
Right.
no, I started working at a tuxedo shop. So initially, I thought I was going to be a teacher. So I had my degree in child development. And I wanted to own my own daycare center and all this stuff. But then when you have 25 kids running around, you're like, change of plans.
Right.
So, but also back then, you were getting paid $8 an hour. I could not, I moved out of my house when I was 16. And I bought my 240 SX thinking I was cool too. I'm dating myself. I know nothing sunroof, the whole
right.
But I had a car payment,
Right.
and I had an apartment. I had to pay rent. So I'm like, I had to get a second job. So I taught every day from 8:30 to 12:30. And then I worked at a tuxedo shop from 1 to 9.
Wow.
And that's where I learned
Jeez,
how to measure and start building relationships with people, and the whole fashion the tuxedo shop took me to another level.
And when was your aha moment of all right, I'm going to do my own thing, I'm going to start my own movement in this tuxedo world? Or did you even know you were going to do tuxedos?
I had no idea. I just needed to make some money.
What was the moneymaker move then? What was the move that was a moneymaker?
Well, so I started working at this tuxedo shop, right? And then I kept getting promoted, and I was like, yeah, I'm really good at this. And then they kept promoting me. So now I'm running the largest tuxedo shop in the country in Beverly Hills. And I was 19.
Wow.
So my aha moment was I did Rodney Peete and Holly Robinson Pete's wedding, and EJ, Magic Johnson's son, was the ring bearer. And the people that made Rodney's custom clothes kept popping up. They're like, you need to come work with us, and you need to do the women's division and this, that, and the other. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm rolling, making 38 G's. I'm straight.
She's like, I'm young and living life. Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah.
At this time now, I'm 21. And so I was like, no, I'm good. I got insurance. I'm fine. I was happy.
Right.
And then they kept coming. And then 6 months later, they would pop up in the shop in Beverly Hills. They're like, you sure you don't want to change your mind? Come work with us. And so 6 months later, I was like, damn, I got nothing to lose. I'm not married.
Right.
I don't have any kids. Might as well see what's out there for me. And so I did. And here's why I only do men's clothing. So I was designing custom clothes for all the wives, the girlfriends, the mothers. And it was just really difficult, It wasn't I wasn't having fun.
Yeah.
But at
Passion.
that,
Do you feel like the passion was getting lost then? Like,
yes, I felt like I was working, but okay, my mentor said if you don't have fun with what you're doing, you got to move on.
absolutely.
So I wasn't having fun, but the crazy thing is my mentor is Magic Johnson,
I love that.
and
Legend in the game.
legend.
Absolutely.
But he saw me, so 22 years old, the custom clothing company I was working for made his clothes. But he would always come to me and say, I want you to pick out my ties. So I would walk up and down Beverly, like Rodeo Drive, and back then it was like the Versace ties and the Gucci ties that were really popular. And I'm walking up and down the streets with all his, but we built a relationship from that. And one day out of the blue, we were at an event, he pulled me aside and he said, I need you to be at my house tomorrow at 11. And I'm like, oh my God, did I pick out the wrong time? Like, is he mad at me? So back then, dating myself, because you probably don't know what like MapQuest is.
MapQuest, yes, I know
That's
exactly what
like
my
Thieves?
Like, yeah, like GPS, but you had to
Okay.
print it.
MapQuest, yeah, you
You
have to
had
print it out. You know MapQuest.
I know MapQuest.
We used that before. My navigation sucks. I
Well, this
can't.
is not like the Thomas guy.
Yeah.
Like, you would not know what the Thomas guy is,
I remember what MapQuest is. Yeah, I'm not that young.
right?
I know MapQuest.
He told me to be at his house at 11, and I got lost, even though I've been at his house like a million frickin' times. And it
Were
was
you
just
nervous?
like, what? I just didn't, yeah, I think I
You didn't know where
was.
you were
So I'm
getting into.
driving in circles, and I pull up 2 hours late. It's 1 o'clock, and he's in his Adidas outfit, his white socks, I remember specifically. And he says, come in, sit down. We're in his kitchen, his little nook. He said, I want you to start your own business.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
And I was like, what do you mean? What do I do? And he
And
said,
how old were you then?
like 22.
Wow.
22.
Wow.
years
So
old.
he presented it to you.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay, where do we go from here? Like, I don't have a business.
No,
Like, how does it,
nothing.
how did it
He
happen?
just said, figure it out. And I remember like driving around here downtown, and I was like, what am I gonna do? And I was at a stop sign, and I looked to the right, and it said big signs, tailor shop. And I went, and I went in there, and I was like, can you make me 10 suits? Because he bought 10 suits. He said, why don't you start your own company, make me 10 suits. So I'm making 10 suits, and none of them fit. And I was like crying. I was like, oh my God, what do I do? But it helped me like now, and I use it today, is like, I'll make you one, fit you in it, change your pattern, instead of doing alterations on everything, because it just took up all my profits. So I'm like, now what do I do?
Yes, you learned.
Learned.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that's the thing with him. He wants you to learn on your own, but he will support you.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how you're able to grow your own company, because you go through your own trials and tribulations and your own struggles, so you
Right.
know what to do moving forward.
It's true.
That's amazing.
I love
That's
how it
I love
comes
that.
full circle, and she's almost, in downtown LA, driving around.
And we're here in downtown
Right.
LA.
This is where the loft is, in downtown LA. So she was looking at these buildings, not knowing where she was gonna go and which path she was gonna take, and it's here, it's destiny. Everything's here.
And
for
let's
her.
talk about Magic now, because he's not a little guy. Like, he's a pretty tall.
6'9".
Yeah, pretty tall, full-figured.
his weight.
I was gonna say full-figured guy. That would be nice. Full-figured guy. So it's like, how did you go about that? Like, did you already know his measurements, prior to going to
Right.
the tailor shop? Like, how did you go about that aspect of things?
Again, trial and error. So I figured out like all the different measurements that you had to take, right? And there's 36 to be exact.
Oh, wow.
And even down to, we still use the formula today, take 36 measurements. I'm taking your measurements today, by the way.
Yes, so you guys can know
see, how everything comes together.
That's
But,
amazing.
Yeah, I had to figure
36
everything out.
measurements
That's
for a
lot.
suit.
I thought
And
it was-
even like profile pictures, because when I take your measurements, I'm going to take your front picture, your side, your back. Everyone thinks that they're like mug shots, but it's because my tailors have to see your shoulders. Like, you have pretty sloping shoulders, so they make
Oh, they
it
go down.
accordingly.
Oh, that makes sense.
If you have a prominent seat, they adjust it accordingly.
A prominent seat. That is worded so
Yeah, John's
classy.
so short.
So classy. A
I've
prominent
gotten in
seat.
a lot of trouble saying otherwise.
Right.
I was at a baseball camp, and majority of they're
They're thicker on the bottom.
Well,
Yeah.
they're thicker, right? But I asked one of my clients, how do you say, like, large seat? And he said, grande culo. It's a really bad word, and I had no idea. It's so
I heard
bad.
Nicki Minaj say that on one of her verses.
But what does it mean?
Big ass.
Oh, so they said it in like the negative way.
And then, but if you're saying it to someone who's like Christian and like, it was like, so I said it to one of the wives' husband who was a pitcher for the Yankees back in the days. And when I said it, I was like, oh, grande culo, which I'm trying to say, oh, you have a prominent seat. She fell back like this, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She's like, that's a bad word.
That's a bad word.
Hence why I say prominent seat.
Prominent seat.
That's so, I love it, so classy. And it's so like, so in the suit industry, because I know you deal with a lot of class and, you know, obviously a lot of athletes, how does the two like coincide with each other? Because I know athletes, like I'm with an athlete, so he's not really worried about, I mean, like, yes, class when you're out and about because you want to look like a classy couple, but absolutely. But athletes, they're cursed and they have a good time, you know, so it's like, but you still got to keep it professional. So how do you manage the athleticism and the men in them and then keeping it professional, like how you said your verbiage?
Right? So this industry is a male-dominant industry.
Absolutely.
And I've been doing this for 20-some years. I stopped saying how many because my clients are like, I wasn't even born yet. I was like, okay, so over 20 years. And so I just like have learned throughout the years, you know, how to, it's all about if you do the right thing, if you do good work, you're building a relationship, they're going to keep coming back regardless.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Magic and I have been working together for 20 years. I have a client that's on the way who's been coming, you know, I've been working with for over 18 years, and I just build relationships with these guys.
And she's a fabulous person inside and out. I mean, beautiful inside and out. And every time I've been around you, it's been waterworks. So today we're not crying today, guys. Okay?
No, that's why
I was like, I can't cry today, okay? But she is amazing inside and out, and she has all these different fabrics. So for the people that come in, do you let them choose their fabrics, or do you have like stuff that's already pre-made?
No, so everything is custom made. But what we do is, and I'm going to share it with you, is I'll create a lookbook. You know, I'll like stalk you and like, you know, figure out your style and whatnot, and then create a lookbook. And then it's a collaboration, because at the end of the day, you're wearing it, but I want you to feel good in it. And I'm going to give you my input and all that. You know, like I feel like we all have our own like profession. Like you're a comedian too, right?
On stage with it.
I think I'm funny.
No, you're funny. She's funny. She's funny.
I actually am, but I'm gonna stay in my lane.
I love that. I love that. So 36, let's talk about these 36 different measurements. What do you feel that people don't typically get measured when they are tailoring a suit that you probably do? You know, like you said, the slope of the shoulder, because that's new to me.
I'm telling everybody my secrets, but it's okay.
Just share like one secret.
The thigh.
The thigh.
You gotta take a thigh measurement.
Yeah, that makes sense, because not everyone's thigh is the same like circumference. Because I know I got like ham hock thighs. I'm trying to tone down. You know?
I'm weak. I've heard thick thighs save lives. So.
Hey, I guess that's that motto.
Sure.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Trademark that, Zach.
That needs to be a shirt.
Measure them thighs because they save lives.
Them
I'm
thighs.
telling you.
I can see it in your thighs.
I'm telling you, and that's another thing we were talking about earlier before we started filming. One thing I do to like help myself lose weight if I can't see my feet when I look down. I mean, not like bend down and look over,
Right.
but I mean, another thing is when my thighs start to touch. Like when your thighs touch.
That.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, all right, it's time to get in the gym.
I hate
Cardio. Yeah, so thighs is, I would never think that.
Yeah,
I would never
that's a
think, I
big
would
deal.
think like, you know, from your hip to your ankle, just to see the length of everything.
Exactly.
But
And
I
I'll
would
share
never
another
think-
secret, but it's okay. It's not even a secret. Do what you want with it. But it's like connect the dots, right?
Yes.
So it's like your thigh measurement, it has to be like perfectly aligned with the bottom of your pants.
Ah.
So it's like
So the
connect
thickness
the
of it.
dots. Correct.
Ah,
So
so
does that make sense?
yeah. So okay, my question to that is like, okay, what if someone wants like a tighter ankle fit?
Right.
And they have like these ham hock thighs like me.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like, will it look funny because your thighs are so big and then your ankles is like?
It won't, because everything is proportioned.
Got it.
You know, like we'll make sure everything, because we're trying not to make
Yeah.
it look crazy, because at the end of the day,
Right.
like, my name's inside
Right.
the suit,
Absolutely.
so.
Absolutely.
But no,
So
I
that makes
have like
sense.
one of my clients, Ashawn Robinson. He plays for the Rams. Oh,
Well,
The Rams.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to the Rams.
Google him though, because he's got like 34-inch thighs. Okay.
Oh my
Your waist
goodness.
is like probably 28. Mine's like a 26. Like his thigh's 34.
34
It's
inches.
probably your
Great.
waist.
That's my waist.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Thigh. Oh my
His thigh
goodness.
is his waist.
He's a lineman?
Yes.
Big boy.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez
But he
Louise.
likes the European fit.
Yeah.
So no.
So
we
you got to
made
make
him-
it.
Oh, we got him good. We got him good.
That's good.
He's good.
Okay. What did you find different in working with people that were in the tuxedo shop to these athletes? Because they're overly big, like you were saying, like they're not normal size,
Not at all.
average men. You know, like you're dealing with super tall, super thick,
Mm-hmm.
got
You got
what is a
shorter
prominent
guys.
seat, oh, like a prominent seat, you know, and just like long arms, reaches, and
Right.
you know all that. Like, for example, my man, he's built like his back is super wide and he goes narrow. Like
Correct. Mine
it's
too.
super small waist, but the shoulders are just broad.
Right.
So it's like, how did you find the difference in the shifting of like maybe average suit tuxedo men
Right.
to these athletes?
Well, I mean, I've actually, obviously, have made a niche, you know? That's like how I've built my business because of these men. They cannot go to your typical
Right.
Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom's and buy anything off the rack,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
So I've
Everything has to be
actually made
tailored.
such, this is how I provide for my family.
Absolutely.
Is being able to provide for my clients.
And let's talk about family. So you came from a Filipino background.
Yes.
So she's my sister from another mister.
Yes,
Yes, Filipina. I love it. So let's talk about your family, like how it started. Your mom taught you how to sew at such a young age,
Yes.
and then your daughter. Is this something your daughter wants to do? Is she completely?
No tears. Okay, no tears. But my mother actually runs my business.
I love that. I love
So
that.
across the street, we have a 2,200 square foot facility where all my tailors are. She runs it all. She's my HR. She's my.
I know she loved that when you said how, as a mother, you know, and a daughter, how did your mother like take that when you said, "Mom, I'm gonna do my own business"?
Oh no, she also, when I told her Magic wants me to start my own business, she was like, "Let's go."
Right now, yeah.
She was the one.
Yeah.
She funded me with her credit card.
I love that.
So that's how we started. Like my credit was bad. Like I
You
was
were
gonna-
young, yeah.
It was bad. I didn't have any credit. I'm thinking when you go to college and they're like, "Hey, free credit card," and it's like 26% interest. You're not
Right.
looking at that. So
Yeah.
I had major debt, but my mom actually funded my business and helped
I
me
love
go.
that.
So now she's working across the street, manages everything.
I love
She's
that.
totally behind the scenes, but she loves sports.
Oh, even
So
better.
it's amazing when
like a
clients
double
come in.
whammy, yeah.
She's like, "Oh my god, oh my god!"
I love that.
And she's 77 years old.
Oh.
She doesn't want me to tell people that, but I mean, I want to be like that. You know,
Right.
I want to be 77
And driving and killing it.
Yes.
HR
Yes.
And managing.
everything because it keeps her going.
Yes.
And she drives. Well, pre-COVID, she would take a train here, so she would park at the train station. She lives in Santa Clarita, an hour.
Yes.
Oh, you're in Santa Clarita.
No, we're in Glendora, but it's still
Oh, okay,
like
but the same distance.
Yeah.
Same distance.
She would jump on the train an hour and walk a mile. Like you hear those stories, "Oh, I walked a mile in the snow." Like literally my mom did that.
Wow.
First person here, last person to leave, still till this day.
That's beautiful. It's
That
really
is beautiful.
goosebumps.
Well, you want to talk about my daughter?
Yes, let's talk about the next generation. Yes.
She
She's
doesn't
gorgeous
want
too.
anything to do with the fashion
She
industry.
doesn't.
Doesn't.
None.
Really?
Where's
None.
her heart at?
Philanthropy.
I love that.
For land?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. but you know what? She could still be in the fashion and incorporate the philanthropy because
She
you're a
loves
big
it.
philanthropist yourself.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I love that she loves that, and she's very beautiful inside and out too. I saw it when her daughter was doing like a speech with her, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't watch this because I'm gonna cry. Like I love like the love that you and your daughter have, you and your mother have. I love that you guys are close knit in your family, and that you're just, like I said, beautiful inside and out.
Thank you.
And I thank you. Like, I just love that you guys work together. You know, I'm always with my dad. I have an association myself, and my dad's always putting his input and, you know, getting involved. And he's a lot nicer than I am. You know, when it comes to business, I'm not mean, but when it comes to business, I want business to be handled.
Absolutely.
And I feel like there's times where I almost want business to be handled first, and then our friendship, because I feel like everyone I work with is my family.
Right.
Not just my friend, but my family too, because we're doing things together and we're growing together.
Right.
So when it becomes a situation when you're more involved and you kind of get comfortable, then it's like, all right, we got to handle business first,
Yeah,
you know, and then I get
exactly.
serious.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, so it's
Absolutely.
like business has to
You
get
have to
handled.
draw the line.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, like, our families benefit from it.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
we are all like a team.
Absolutely. And how do you separate business and family?
Oh, wow.
Because that's
a good
tough.
question. Oh my God, that's a great question.
It's tough for me because I know my dad like gets involved in a lot of like my business stuff, which I love because I know he's genuinely like caring. Yeah, he wants the
great
best for
business.
Right.
everything and everyone. So
Right.
kind of like, I'm like, all right, Dad, this is business, and you know, I don't go to your job and
Wow.
tell your job. You know?
Okay, I can actually answer that question because my mom, I told you earlier that she actually runs everything.
Right.
So I have no say so. But the amazing thing is when she clocks out, we don't talk about work.
Any work.
On the weekends, we
beautiful.
don't talk about work.
That's
We
beautiful.
only talk about work when we're at work.
I
So
love
we
that.
keep it
There's a separation.
there is a
yeah.
separation.
I love that. I love
so
that.
when the clock turns off, that's when it's
done.
separated.
Then we could be mother-daughter and like, you know.
Yeah, I love that.
That's good.
That
In fact, I don't call her mom at work. I call her by her first name, Adele.
Really?
really.
So like when in like text messages, emails.
But
or
everyone
whatever.
knows it's your mom.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But I want to keep it
Professional,
separate and
yeah.
professional. So I would say, Adele, can you send me this invoice?
Yeah.
So I don't say mom
Yeah.
when we're working.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
My
it's
dad
definitely
coached
separate.
me in basketball, and I didn't call him coach. I call him dad. Dad, let me get the ball.
Dad.
All right, Dad. It's a good shot.
Yeah.
Dad. It was never coach, so I guess
Yeah.
at that point I would have definitely been like, yo, coach. It would have been more of a serious.
You would have
but
took it
yeah.
more seriously.
Yeah,
Right.
instead of just being dad. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Definitely
And in my
respect that.
situation, it's yours is like kind of opposite because your mom runs it, but it's like you're the face of everything, you
Right,
know.
right.
And you're doing the work as well too. Like with my situation, it's more like it's my business, and then everyone knows my dad, and he's like the dad that's always around, that's always helping, that is also helping, but is still a client because he'll still buy stuff and you know donate
Right.
stuff. So it's kind of like
Support.
it's kind of like I guess a thin line that is there, but it's not there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, where can I come in and still be respectful because I'm still your daughter, and then when can I come in and be like, all right, Dad, this is, you know,
Business.
Yeah, this is business, and
You
I
just
don't.
give him that disclaimer.
Yeah,
Dad.
like I don't
Hello, what's your father's first name?
Earl, yeah.
Earl.
Oh, hell
Earl, listen to your daughter.
He's gonna listen.
It's all about business.
Yeah, and he does. He's very good at listening and, you know, getting my input. My relationship with him is completely different than his relationship with my brother. So it's just we have a different bond, and me and him are so much alike, especially when it comes to business and work and ambition, that I feel like it's like, okay, as much as I want to grow, he wants me to grow, but
Right.
he wants to grow together.
Okay, so my mother and I used to butt heads all the time. Okay, mind you, we've been working together. She
Right.
started as my assistant.
Oh, wow.
She started as my assistant, making sure all the clothes got out, you know, and all that. And then it turned into my financial advisor because she has, you know, the finances.
background,
and-
yeah.
Right.
The money.
And my mom, by the way, is a chemist.
Really?
Like by trade. So she came out here and she was making medicine for hemophiliacs to make them stop bleeding. And then she turned into like running everything for her company. And then she wanted to retire. So she was my daughter's nanny for 2 years.
Wow, and that's usually like the Filipino,
Right?
you know, we usually
She didn't think I could take care of my child. So she's like, I'm moving in with you and I'm taking care of her, right?
I love that.
So after 2 years, she's like, okay, I want to go back to work. Like, I can't do this anymore. So then she started working with me and became my assistant. And she got her sister from the Philippines, Mama Cell, to move out here to take care of Ashley, right? And so 2 years later, her visa expires. Mama Cell has to go back to the Philippines. So then my mom brings Mama Mel, her twin.
Oh my gosh, so your mom's a twin.
No, my mom's sisters are twins. So my mom is the oldest, and Mama Mel and Mama Cell are twins.
Wow, that's so crazy,
Right?
because we have twin sisters.
It runs in the family.
That is
doesn't
so
it?
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so I had a nanny for 6 years of Ashley's life, and then I had to figure out like my mom, full circle, figure out how to cook and how to clean and do all
everything.
that stuff.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a single mom.
Oh my
So.
goodness, that is amazing. I love that. I love that. And your daughter is just philanthropy all the way.
Yeah,
She's
so-
like, she doesn't have does she like fashion? Like, does she like dressing
She
up?
does.
Or, okay.
She's so fly.
But does she see like
She just doesn't want
the headache and the responsibility and like the stress?
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what she told me when she was 6 years old? She's like, Mom, I want to work at the Albertsons, like a grocery store.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, that's what you want to do for a living? She's like, yeah, because I just want to collect people's money.
Like a cashier.
I was like, okay, I don't know, like let's talk about this, right? But so I share this a lot with people because she's my only child, and the best advice that my older sister ever gave me, because she has 3 kids of her own, was just make sure you put her on a schedule. So wake up at this time, eat at this time,
Yes.
So homework at this time. And I religiously, until she moved out of my house a year ago, because now she's off to college, was routine. So every Friday we had sushi, and we would talk about the week.
I love that.
And so 6 years old, it was Japan it was the tsunami, and she was like, Mom, I really want to help Japan. Like, what can we do? So we're throwing ideas back and forth. And then every Sunday we would go bowling and we would do brunch. So it was like, we'd go back and forth with ideas. But that Saturday morning, she was like, can I invite Hannah over, her best friend? I was like, yeah. Her little footsteps jumps on my bed, and can I invite Hannah? And then Hannah comes over, and they get a bed sheet, and they're putting it all over the dining table, like crayons, paint, everything, and they start making signs that says, Save Japan.
Oh.
Save Japan.
And this is at 6.
6 years old.
Oh my gosh.
She walked up and down my community and sold all her paintings. And raised $100 in 10 minutes. She was like, yes. She was like, we need to do something bigger.
I love that.
The following week, we went to the park and invited all our friends and family, and she ended up raising $2,800.
Wow.
And then we donated that to the
And she was 6 years old then?
6 years old. But
Wow.
I took that. I was like, oh my God, this is her passion. And
Yes.
I took it to another level.
Yes.
So then that same year, the Philippines had a typhoon, and it was in November. So she started painting ornaments. I took her to Michael's and Joann's, and she started painting ornaments with all her friends and sold that, raised $3,500.
Wow.
And then I took her. I know we need to start
Wow.
painting and
I
stuff.
know. I mean, this is oh my goodness. That's amazing.
I took her to the Philippines because you can't just send the Philippines
Yeah,
money, right?
yeah.
So I was like, we're going to go there. My great grandfather has a school, and with that money, we're going to what do they need?
Right.
So that year they needed a stove, they needed computers, they needed sewing machines actually. So we went there, bought the stuff physically, and delivered it. And they did a whole parade.
Oh, I love
all night.
that.
And then
Oh,
we
my
just
goodness.
made that a routine. Every other year we go back to the Philippines.
Oh,
so
that's
that's your routine, so you're
amazing.
still doing it.
Yeah, but we were supposed to go right before COVID, so we haven't been there in 3 years. So we have a lot of making up to do.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
that's so much better than what my daughter told me she wanted to be. I want to be a boxer and a firefighter. I'm like, oh my gosh, these are both dangerous jobs, girl. Like,
But she got this. Look who her mom is.
oh my goodness, her dad. And I'm just like, oh, the anxiety and the stress of watching someone you love
Yeah.
get hit when they're not supposed to get hit, like your body's not supposed to get hit, is so stressful.
Well, there's still time.
Yes,
Maybe
I'm
you
like,
can,
oh, fingers.
Maybe her and Ashley can
yeah, I'm
do
like,
some
maybe-
philanthropy
yeah,
together.
yeah, definitely. Because oh my goodness, whew, I'm just like, I would have loved to have been like, yeah, Mom, I want to help the world. And then she's like, yeah.
How
And
old is she?
She's 4.
Oh my
You have
gosh.
2 more years.
Yeah. 2 more years to decide.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, the most dangerous. And she's like heavy-handed. She hugs heavy. Like she's just
so
like.
she's already strength.
Yeah,
like,
I
she
mean,
has a
like
lot of
she's
strength.
identical. I feel looks-wise, personality-wise to her dad. Like I feel like she only has like a vagina and my lips on my face, and that's it. Everything else is like her dad to the T. Like 100. Am I lying?
She's baby Deontay.
Like literally, and there's 8 of them, and
Right.
like she's the. I
Well,
feel like.
You know, Layla Ali is one of my really good friends and a client of mine also, and she did it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, she
Like
definitely
she
did.
did it, and now she has, you know, a cookbook, and she's like doing other stuff.
Yes.
So it's almost like you have to let them
Yes.
do it. But again, she's 4.
Yeah.
her,
Like
her mind will change.
She'll get in the gym, put on gloves, and start hitting them. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy.
Let it go.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever makes her happy at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And I genuinely think it's sad to say, but I genuinely think she likes hitting people. That's what makes her happy.
Not illegally.
Right, exactly. I think she's like, it's so funny, Mom. It's so funny.
Do you put her in like karate? Like is
This
she?
is okay. So this is the thing that I want to do now. I want to like put her in different classes. I was asking her last night because she wakes up in the middle of the night and she's like, oh, I think I got a guess.
Okay.
She wakes up in the middle of the night and she's like, Mom, you know, she has eczema, so she comes and she's like itching and stuff, and she's like, okay, well, what are we doing today? And I'm like, we're going to sleep, you know. And then she wakes up in the middle of the night and she's like, okay. I'm like, let's do princess camp or some type of camp, and she's like, I want to be a ballerina. So I'm like, fingers crossed, maybe it's the ballerina
we'll
movement.
get her in that.
Yes, so that's summer's here. Hi. Good in yourself. So yeah, I mean, if you want to.
Oh no, we're good. This is TELLI and Zach.
Hi, nice to meet
That's
you.
Terrell.
Yeah.
One of my longtime clients.
How are you? Taylor?
I'm good. Nice to meet you.
Z,
And
nice
Zach.
to meet you. My
We're
dad's a
actually
big
wrapping
fan.
up, so
Yes.
I was like, I'm leaving tomorrow. You coming today? He's like, I'm on my way. But yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Zach.
I actually do want to circle back to one more fashion question before we do wrap up. I want to get to your head on understanding, since you do a lot of athletes and a lot of fashion, and I'm a big fan on watching these athletes and their fashion. Who in the game, out of all sports, got the best fashion and then the worst fashion?
Oh damn! He just walked right in.
Well, right into that.
Right in.
The worst fashion. Who in the game?
Oh my gosh. You know what? So there's tiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say Magic Johnson, as far as business man, you
Okay.
know, he has like his uniform, and it's always like, funny story. Charles Woodson had a meeting with Magic. And I've been trying to get Charles Woodson as a client his entire career when he played for the Raiders, but every time he would see me, he would like pretend like he didn't see me and keep walking. I'd be like, Charles! And then finally he retires, and then I get a call from him, and he's like, Magic gave me your number. He told me I have to get a black suit, a blue suit, a gray suit.
All the colors.
All the
the
staple
The
colors.
Steve Harvey staple colors.
Yeah, no, the Magic Johnson staple colors.
The Magic Johnson staple.
But because he showed up to the meeting wearing a yellow polo and jeans, and Magic told him, don't you ever go to a business meeting wearing a yellow polo and jeans. No one will take you seriously.
Colors.
So now you look at Charles, and he has all these businesses. You know, he has his wine, he has his cognac, like he has all whiskey. And now he's on, you know, Fox, and he's commentating and all of that. So
That's amazing.
yeah. But Tara,
What's up?
come here. Just come here. Talk about your. He's actually here to design he is a fashion, like, from the get-go. I just execute. You give me the vision and I execute, right?
My fabrics, all the stuff.
So you pick out all the colors.
Yeah, that's just send me a
Patterns.
bill. Yeah, patterns, whether they're solids or prints or
Plaids.
plaids.
No, but now he brings me his fabric.
Yeah.
You bring your own fabric
Yeah,
now.
I knew Jhoanna when she was pulling the suitcase, to
What?
the facility.
I was.
Yeah, they had her, two or three other girls. We're not gonna talk about them, but before she ventured out on her own, yeah, she was like suitcase in the lobby of 4949 Centennial Boulevard.
Yes.
Wow.
But you also have been a huge part of my growth and in my business, because I remember going to the training camp in Oxnard,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I was there in the embryonic stages of her career.
Oh,
No,
wow.
but
that's
he got
amazing.
me a room. He got a room for me and a room for his masseuse. So the players would come and get a massage, and then they'd come into my room. We were in Hard Knocks that year, remember?
Wow.
And he would tell everybody that his clothier, his custom clothier was in town, so they would go get a massage. And then they'd all come get fitted. We had Romo that year and
Oh, wow.
Pac-Man.
That's
and, yeah.
amazing.
But you have been, and I don't know if I ever tell you like how much I do, right?
No, you don't have to. Without saying, I'm maybe very appreciative, and as am I. And so, a lot of my fashion comes, honestly, a lot of people don't know from my mom. She was a seamstress growing up.
Oh, wow.
Grew up in Alexander City, Alabama, where Russell Corporation.
Oh, my man's from Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, so that's where Russell Corporation, where they, at that time, back in the 70s, 80s, early 90s, they were making all the like Major League Baseball jerseys, NBA, all the literally high school jerseys across the country, Russell Athletic, so that's where it was right there in my hometown. And so pretty much 95, 99% of the people in our hometown worked at Russell Corporation.
Wow.
And so obviously to make ends meet, my mom, my grandmother, everybody in our generation pretty much worked there at one point in time. And so on the side, she, did things on the side just to make extra money. From hemming, alterations, I saw her make, bridesmaids dresses,
wow.
just everything, suits, everything. Everybody brought anything needed to be done with, anything tailoring or altered or whatever, they brought them to her.
And she
That's
still
amazing.
does it.
Still does it.
Wow, that was going to be my question. She still does it.
Yep, my niece, my daughters, she dresses them the same. She'll get some T-shirts,
Aw.
do her thing, and
I love that.
matching all types of stuff.
I love that. That's amazing.
This wasn't fixed, by the way.
Oh, well, I just kind of go with the flow.
I was like, hey, I
love
appreciate
that.
you, and we
No,
go way
yeah.
back, but
That's amazing.
And I've seen, like I said, when you talk about growth, like I said, I remember, like I said, it was her and two or three other girls, literally dragging their suitcases,
The hustle is real.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
Through the lobby, again, like I said, trying to get clients, and then, like I said, that's how it started. Word of mouth, and then, like I said,
Absolutely.
the work kind of speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
And there was, like I said, it was a competitive, market, because there were other tailors that were kind of vying for the same guys in the locker room, trying to, sell their business, and so for me, like I said, I go with what's comfortable, and like I said, I give everybody kind of a try or two to see what you
Right.
can do for me and how it looks and how it feels, and then I'll just gravitate and go towards that. And so, like I said, we've been working together for years.
So how did she establish, or how did you bring your style on to her and your collaborations together?
Well, I've never been one to kind of fit the norm.
Right.
To kind of, stand out a little bit, do things different, So like I said, when you talk about pocket squares, like it's really simple, as I've learned. You can wear the same suit and change the shirt, the pocket square, get a tie, and give it a totally different look.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so,
Accessorize
obviously,
it.
And I get her opinion too, because that's what she does.
Right.
As to what looks good, what.
at the end of the day, he's like, it's all like, nah, we're gonna do it like this.
Like I said, I value her opinion too.
Absolutely.
And it depends on the event too. So I mean, like I said, this is a game day, just every game weekend type of attire. Then you want to be fashionable, you want to kind of stand out. Then that's when you can start playing with some of the fabrications or what have you. But if it's something legit like the ESPYs, which is
I was just going to say, can I share? Because this is my favorite TO story.
the Dallas Stars.
Yes. So we did. It was it the year that you stomped up. Like, was it that year? I don't know.
It may have been just me being with the Dallas Cowboys.
Right, okay, maybe.
Which is my dad's favorite team, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
The Cowboys. Love the
We
Cowboys.
put a big ass Swarovski crystal star on the back of his jacket.
Oh, wow.
But the funny thing is I don't know what happened, but I think your security guard was supposed to sit with you, and then you asked me to sit with you instead. So we're in the front row, and one of the jokes was, "Oh, Tito from the Jackson 5 is here," but it was T.I. and T.O. And I was in the middle, and they were like zoomed in on us, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But that was my favorite.
Oh my God! So whose idea was the star? Was it your idea or her idea?
His.
I mean, it's my idea, but I mean, obviously to pull it off, it's the execution.
Right.
of it.
Absolutely.
So like, you
Absolutely.
can have a great idea. That doesn't mean it's actually going to
Right.
become something great. You know what I mean? But obviously, like I said, with the work that she does, and then like I said, understanding some of the people behind the scenes, her mom.
Yes.
Does something.
Oh.
It's amazing at how much work that bringing her on board, just to bring it. Like I said, it's a family thing.
And I know you're big on family because you were just saying your mom does the same. So I was just like, that's amazing.
Well, his daughter Kylie and Ashley also grew up together.
Oh, wow.
They're the same age, and now she's
in college.
she's getting ready to go.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
So we go
My
to
son's
Lakers
16 and I'm like, oh, I can't even.
Yes.
Oh, he just did prom. My son just did prom, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do when you leave? And he's like, I want to go to Santa Monica with my friends. I was like, why? What time are you coming back? What's going on in Santa Monica?
Yeah. Like I said, it's just like I said, it's so great to see where she started to where she is now, and it hasn't always been easy. Like I've known some of the personal things, the ebbs and flow of the highs, the lows, and it hasn't always been good. Like I said, we
Right.
call and bounce things off each other. There's personal things that I know and she knows about me, whatever. So it's not just clothes. It's like it's a family. So
Absolutely.
like I said, I never knew from meeting her, at that time that our friendship would grow and be as
That's
longer
amazing.
as it has.
He tried cheating on me a couple times, but he keeps coming back.
No. Yeah, y'all know what home is, right? Sometimes, some people can get too busy.
I'm not mad at you. You can take that back.
No,
I love you,
that.
T.
But I like to tinker with different, because all tailors aren't the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you kind of just, try to, dibble and dabble and see what they can do and see what.
So I have a question. Since you guys have been working together for such a long time, how long does it typically take for her to make a suit for you?
Oh, I mean, honestly, I've had her do some things like within probably 48 hours.
Oh wow!
24 hours.
She's like,
She knows the time. She's like, I know.
Yeah, like-
You're being nice.
And I'm being nice, but I mean,
wow.
those are rare, and I understand the workload that goes into it, and that doesn't just happen all the time.
Right.
But like I said, if it's needed, like if
She can get it done.
important, she's gonna find a way to get it done.
Even if I have to sew it my damn self.
I know that's
What's
right.
so crazy about it, because I didn't know. That's when I started to know like her mom was like really involved with some of the things, because her mom kind of makes some moves too to execute some of the transactions that are happening. So I know it's just not just her. There's
Right.
other people involved.
That's amazing.
Wow.
24 hour, 48.
Everybody has
Yes.
to do their part.
Absolutely,
I know, like I
absolutely.
said, I wouldn't call her unless I really
Really need it.
need
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? So, because I know that's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? Then
Absolutely.
you put people to the test, and you're like, okay, if she can pull this off, I'm like, okay, and then it comes out
Right.
to
To T,
perfect.
right.
Oh man, you're dealing with somebody with some quality work, and they know what they're doing.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. I love that.
Thank you. I drove all the way to Chattanooga for you.
and that's a testament too of just a friendship and the bond.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I didn't do the most popular thing, by holding my Hall of Fame ceremony away from Kent.
Mhm.
That hadn't ever been done. And so that showed a lot, and it meant a lot for me. Considering, like I said, not doing the most popular thing, probably not probably the first time anybody has ever done that. And I took so much criticism and flack behind it, and a lot of people was like, oh, nobody's gonna show up, this and that and the other. We had almost 4,000.
A full house.
I can imagine.
And I want to share with you, because I don't think I've ever shared with you, like, that was so amazing that you were able to do what you did, where you really, it wasn't about you.
Right,
And you had people, everyone's like, oh, it's always about him, it's always about him. No, he had individuals stand up, and he had the whole, like, auditorium, like, on there, just standing ovation, because it wasn't about you.
I love that.
And I was so fortunate and blessed to witness that. So thank you for that.
Look, I tell her every time I'm around her, she gets me get to crying. So I'm like, we ain't gonna do that today, girl.
I didn't have my tears, but I did have a glass before we started.
I was like, we're not gonna cry today. We're gonna have a good time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's
No, that's
I
amazing.
appreciate all of you. Like, I'm very, very, like, thankful. I've had my moments where I thought I was like the shit, and then I had to humble myself, and and I'm where I am because of people that support me and believe in me and know who I am genuinely.
Absolutely.
So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, like I said, I would
amazing.
recommend, like, there are people like I recommend, her services to, like I said, it's, you don't just do that with anybody.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Or,
That's
and if
amazing.
you did, there'd be some consequences. Okay, do you want to show what you have? Like, do you want to?
No, I just brought some fabric. I mean, it's that I bought like I just haven't used it, and I don't know.
No,
what
he
to do
really
with it.
got real
Oh, well, let's
I don't know
roll.
what
Can
to
we?
do with it. That's what I tell him. Like, I've had it for a while, and I just don't know.
Can we move over to the table?
Oh yeah. What do you?
Sit on it, think about it. But I bought this like years ago, and it was in storage for a while. But I don't know yet. I don't know.
Okay, let's figure it out.
Pants will look really good on that.
I mean, even if you can make it for something to use.
I am not. I'm not mad at
Somebody
pants
I like
You
it.
can use it for somebody else. Like,
because
I'm
it
saying,
stretches.
pants.
Like, I'm not mad at
I can
pants.
see this for a woman for sure. Something really nice for a female too. Like I said, I just
Gown
want something-
dress.
Yeah,
Okay,
I ain't tripping.
I'm not mad at this. I'm gonna make you some pants.
Some pants?
Like drawstring, elastic waistband
Yeah, I can see
pants.
some joggers.
You could wear
yeah.
it with a t-shirt
That'd be dope.
and
Yeah.
some, white t-shirt
yeah,
and some
that'd be
sneakers.
definitely-
Let's
that'd be
do
dope.
it. But elastic waistband,
No,
you know what I
yeah, for
mean?
sure.
Super
Yeah, yeah.
casual, not like slacks. Oh, now I'm excited.
that.
All right,
That was
let's
such
do
a
it.
quick thought out process. Like it wasn't even like lengthy of like, all right, what are we gonna do with this?
But like high-waisted, like pants for female, for,
Yeah.
Just make it for a
let's make it for, let's make one for Telly and one for you.
I'm down.
I get your measurements.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's dope.
That's enough fabric there for.
What is that material?
Looks like
It's like faux leather.
yeah, I was gonna say, like,
It's faux leather, but
it's
like with the
stretchy.
texture.
But it's really soft.
If I made you matching jacket, it'd be like Jodeci.
Hey.
Come
yeah,
and
it is.
talk
It's
to
super
me.
soft. Probably feels good on your skin too.
Right? I'm not mad at it. Like, I'm not mad at it as a
I
shirt,
know you
too.
probably know what I was bringing, but I'm like, I got some fabric.
I was like, whoa, no, but I love that it stretches because it gives us so many options. Let's take your measurements, Telly.
Four-way stretch. Four-way stretch.
Four-way.
See, this is when. See, I wasn't expecting to get my measurements right now. I would have probably ran the treadmill real quick before I got here.
Hey, it's stretch. Let me
This
get
is
my
amazing.
stuff.
I could
Carol,
see it
I
in,
know
like, a
you're the
flowy
same
dress
measurements.
too, like a
You
big
don't ever change.
gown.
I mean, you love the cool little design.
Terrell has 1% of body fat.
Oh man, I just got my in-body.
Cool hoodie too.
Oh yes,
A dope hoodie.
yes, yeah. I could see that as a hoodie too.
How many yards is that?
I don't know. It's what do you think it's
Dude, I'm
enough?
down for that. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yes,
I'm
it
just
is.
asking.
A whole lot.
Yeah, this is like a lot.
Let's do a hoodie and some joggers.
So did you just like grab like a bunch of fabrics and just like get a whole bunch of
I
yards
saw-
of it and
because being downtown, like if you don't get it, some within
it could be gone.
minutes it's gone. If you say, oh, I'll come back and, I'm thinking about it, oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I just grab it and then see what they
You
have.
have it.
Yep. Especially if I want to do a lot of things with it, then I'll just see what they have in stock, and then I'll just get whatever they have available.
That's
So you're
smart.
not a t-shirt type of guy. You like, I'm gonna buy the whole roll of fabric and just make my own shirt.
Like for me, like I told you, like I'm very creative. I have a number of ideas. I could see something, somebody's wearing, or I could see something in the magazine, online, or what have you, and then I just try to duplicate it, just depending on the fabrications.
Do your own type of
Yep.
thing with it. That's cool.
I mean, it's kind of like it's art.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
art. Creating
definitely.
your own, doing your own thing.
One of one.
And that's the best thing too, especially if you're a celebrity or you're getting on the carpet. That's what, like, I did custom, I don't know if you know this, but I did custom vintage one-of-one jackets where I did like use different fabrics and put them like camouflage with like jean and just patch it together and make like
Love
a
that.
Yeah, so we ended up doing that for LA Fashion Week, and then the guy that I collaborated with ended up doing New York Fashion Week with my people without me. So I was like, all right,
Wow,
next.
people do that.
Yeah,
Come
so it was-
on.
yeah.
Like they can't do
It
that.
Oh,
happens.
yeah, people quick to jump ship now.
Are we
And when they
keeping
see
your
it's going
measurements?
too, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't ever change. You're the
I'm pretty much
same.
the
Like I
same.
know your measurements by
My
freaking
pants,
heart.
Yep, 33 and a third.
3 and a third.
So we should make you some high-waisted joggers, like
I'm-
the
that would be-
female version of your version,
down.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Inspired by.
I know.
Right?
That's how we do things, though.
That's
See,
what
it
I'm
just
saying.
flows.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But like I said, I already saw. I'm looking at this and I'm like, yo, this would look really nice with something made for a woman.
Yeah, I could see it too. It'd be, the fabric is dope too, and it's stretchy.
Yeah.
What did you call the trunk? You said she called it. She didn't call it.
Prominent seat.
Prominent seat is what she got.
Carol has
That
a
is
prominent
so
seat.
classy to say. I was like, that I've never heard that verbiage before. A prominent
Because I've
seat.
gotten so much
Politically
trouble. Okay, thigh. The thighs.
Them ham hocks,
So you
girl.
got all waist and upper thigh now measurement.
Mm-hmm. And then the length.
So do you, when you measure, do you go like higher than what it usually is because you have to sew smaller when you start
No,
putting it
because
together?
these are skin measurements, and then
Okay.
we accommodate for like allowance.
Yeah,
Okay.
For the fabric.
Okay, how exciting! So then we should and then I deliver it, and then y'all can try it on and take pictures.
I love that she has. This is the Filipino side of her, okay? Like this is. I feel like my mom's not my mom, but like my
Yeah.
mom is inside of you
Always.
talking. I'm Filipino and black, so I'm like, this is my mom. She wants to involve everyone and everything all the time.
Can we make her a hoodie too?
Yeah, like look,
Largest part.
I just like I said, there's only so much I can do with this. I just want to do something cool
Do
with
something.
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Just want to do something.
Oh my God! Then we can raise money for her charity.
Look at she's coming up with all that.
You know what I mean? Like we can sell it and then raise money for charity.
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
So August 22nd. Okay, make sure.
August 29th.
29th.
Yes,
Make sure
it's
you're
a Monday because Porter Valley. It's at Porter Valley, and they're closed on Monday, so it's just
Where
gonna be
is
like
that?
our
Right here?
people. Yeah, Northridge, Porter Valley,
Oh,
Country
okay.
Club.
Ridge,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Are you out here?
I'm
Okay.
in, actually, I'm in Inglewood. I used to live in Sherman Oaks in Studio City.
Oh,
Now
okay.
I'm in Inglewood.
Nice.
But you're not in Fort Lauderdale anymore?
Yeah, I'm still
You,
out there.
so you're still going back and forth?
Back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, how that for me? Like I'm back and forth here, Atlanta, and Alabama. So I'm actually going back to I'm going back to Alabama on Friday. So it's a lot of back and forth for us too.
I'm-
Yeah.
How far are you from Alabama for where she lives?
We're in Northport. Do you know where that is? Kind of by Birmingham.
Yeah, my brother lives in Birmingham. I'm living in Alexander City, which is south of Birmingham, north of Montgomery.
Okay, so like the in between.
Yep, I'm in between.
My dad's from Abbeville, so it's
These are some small towns.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like by Dothan, closer to
I've heard of those
Florida.
cities, but I've never been.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tiny,
You
tiny
ain't missing
town.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You ain't missing nothing.
Alabama's great for family though. Great for family.
And then you have to have her husband.
Yes.
Deontay,
Yeah,
I
yes.
saw him at the airport one time.
Really?
Yeah, we was in
Isn't
Atlanta.
that how y'all met at the airport?
Yeah, we actually met in the airport and saw him 3 times in the airport. The first time he was checking in, and I was checking in. I was like, okay, tall, dark, handsome man, far back. And then we saw each other again at TSA, and then he was coming.
Same day?
Same day.
Oh, it's the third time.
Yeah, and that's what he said, right? Yeah, that's what he said. So, and you know when someone's gonna talk to you. So I'm like acting like I'm on my phone, texting and stuff. And no, my phone is dry as hell. Like I'm over here like nobody was texting me. And then he's like, "Oh, hi, your God's saying." I was like, "Okay, here we go." Like and then we got to talking and stuff. And then he was like, "He's from Alabama." I was like, "My dad's from Alabama."
Okay.
So we didn't even get each other's names. And at the time, this was 2015. So at the time, I didn't know who he was. We didn't know each other at all. And then we had just because we met in that summer of 2015, and he got a title January 15. That same year.
A few months before you guys.
Right. And then he was like, he lived in Alabama. I had a family reunion 2 weeks before we met at the airport. So I was coming down to Alabama anyway. He's like, why don't you just stop by at the house? And, we've been together 7 years later. Here we are, yeah.
Look at that. Shoot, I'm finna start looking at you hanging out at the airport.
I know, we got it.
As big as LAX was, I was like 3 times in the same place.
Right.
That's crazy. Yeah, and every time we tell someone that story, they're like, the airport. I was like, yeah, LAX?
And that's the thing.
Let me get your measurements.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the
Turn
thing.
this
Is like, sometimes, like I said, you walk through the airport, you notice people, and sometimes
Right.
you just don't know. Sometimes people just like in a hurry to get somewhere.
Right.
Or if they just, kind of just,
Missed opportunity.
yeah. I mean, yep. I mean, people
And
just roaming
if
around.
he tells you the story, I was rude because he was talking to me, and then there was my girlfriend came, and I had just came from like an injury. I had an infection in my leg. So they were telling me that, they amputated. So I'm like, girl, I'm alive. Like, I wanted to talk to my girlfriend because this is like, some random guy just talking to me.
Right.
We didn't even exchange names. So I'm like, girl, I'm alive. I made it. Like, I'm going home. I'm going back. At the time, I lived in Jersey. So, and he was like, yeah, she was so rude. And I was like, but I didn't, I was like, I didn't know. It wasn't as clean as I made it, but like he left, and I was like, where did Bama go? Like I didn't have his name. So it was, like I just knew he was from Bama. Yeah, so it was so crazy.
That's so funny. I heard that story.
Yeah. And then you went home and then told me, because I'm her brother. So she told me, she was like, yeah, I met this guy, this, that, and the third. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
He's like,
I
yeah,
turned
okay,
on
whatever.
the TV to watch the NBA BET All-Star game. You know how they had back then they used to have all the celebrities come on.
He was on there a few
Yeah, you was
times.
on there a few times. I know you was on a few times. And I'm watching, and I remember looking up, I see Meek Mill, and then I see someone pass the ball in the post, dribble, drop, step, bam! And Meek Mill got dunked on. I said, oh my God, did you just see who dunked on Meek Mill? Pause the TV, and she goes, there goes Bama. Right, she's like, that's the guy, man, at the airport. I was like,
there's
that guy right there? And that's,
Deontay.
Yeah.
Bama just banged on Meek Mill too.
Hilarious.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, we're gonna hang out at the airport. I'm gonna be your like wing woman.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, I'm your
You
wing
would
woman.
never think, like, I would never think I would meet, because when I spoke to him, I was like, all right, we're never going to see each other again. Like, you're at the airport, and you just
just
never know.
Yeah,
You never know. We didn't even exchange information. No, we didn't even get each other's names. So that's what he was saying. He saw
What about
him.
number?
Because remember, I left to talk to my girl. Because I was like, I made it alive. And he was gone when I turned around and was like, oh, he left.
That's hilarious.
So I'm thinking like, oh, he's going to wait for me. Like, no, he didn't wait. He was gone.
Oh,
So
that's why he said you
yes,
were rude.
yes, that's why but I was so excited to see my friend because I almost lost my leg. I was like, girl, I'm about to be hopping around here. Like, what is going on?
Friend stranger.
Right. And I was like, I didn't think, like, I mean, I knew I was gonna live, but they were like, I'm on 3 rotating antibiotics. They were like, if we can't get rid of this from the antibiotics, you're gonna have to cut off your leg. And I mean, like, all the way off. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, I'm crying, I'm praying, like, you know, all this stuff. And I'm like, there's no way. And then here he comes in the airport, like, you're godsend. I'm like, okay, well, where are you from? Like, you know, like, where you going?
I need more meat on my thighs.
He's vegan, so
Yeah.
take some of mine, please.
Mm-hmm.
Man, guys have bigger arms than that.
True. They got 22 heads.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
You said, what's his name? Had a what on the weight? On
32.
on the thighs?
32.
32 on the thighs.
That's crazy. That's people's
and I'm
waist.
22
Like,
on the thighs.
32 on the
Jeez,
thigh. That's a
That's
big
a lot,
thigh.
My waist is 33.
That's what I'm saying. That's someone's waist.
Okay, one more.
32 on the thigh.
I'm
I
excited
know
about these
everything has to be
outfits.
custom for that.
31. Okay, I just need your profile pictures. Face me.
I love how quick she does it too. It's like quick, quick, quick.
And so hoodie and joggers, Tara. Hoodie and joggers, turn to the side.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be so dope.
Cool, cool, hoodie.
So we'll do it unisex, and then you're back.
Yeah, you're so right about the fabrics in downtown because I remember I have
How tall are you?
4-way masks that are in Neiman Marcus that I got like
And what's your
fabric rolls
approximate
for,
weight?
and they're
196.
And
not
what's your shoe
like sold
size?
anymore because they're
Well,
iridescent.
Because usually the fabrics that you get
Okay.
are discontinued
screenshots.
from some of the stores, so you're getting the leftovers.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if it's not a lot, you better get it while you can. And I learned that. I used to go to like Mood. Do they still have Mood?
They do. Face me, Telly. Yeah, but same with Mood. It's all like you got to get it while
Right,
you
and
can.
some places a little bit more expensive than others. I was like,
And then
"Yo."
turn to the side.
I got to the point I'm in there trying to negotiate the prices.
And then you're back. Where's the one that we all the one you can negotiate because you can't negotiate at Mood.
No, but
Jet finders.
Oh, she has
Rag
it right here.
finders.
rag finders, yeah,
Finders.
yeah.
I just got cupping on my back, so I know I got all these little.
Marks on your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, rag finders. I haven't been downtown in a minute though.
Okay. It's a wrap. I'm excited.
Cool.
But-
We got
Right?
man.
We did a lot.
a lot.
Right?
A lot. So we got extra pieces. We got
But you,
PO in the
you guys
building,
connect
fabrics, all of that great stuff.
info. August 29th.
9th.
August 29th. No,
Super
I'm out.
excited.
August 29th, yeah.
Still
How's your
last one.
podcast doing? How's Hatchet?
Yeah, we cool. We shot today.
Okay. I thought I was gonna be on your show. Just kidding.
All right, we're gonna talk all day long.
That's a height requirement.
Oh yes.
Height
So,
requirement?
okay, so the last thing that we do for everyone that comes on the show, we have
Okay.
this game. We have two games. It's
Oh,
called
shit.
Bad Choices and Pick Your Poison. So
Okay.
people can get to know you outside of your career.
There's 2 on this one.
Yeah, come
Super
on.
fun. It's a super fun game. Both fun.
Okay.
So rules, you can't remix the answer, but you can give your explanation as to why you answered. 2 questions each.
4 cards each.
Yes.
And then 4
Sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't have any.
Is this it?
Yes, please. Sorry, it's not teal, Mike. But you have red. I keep asking for white. I can't do red around people because my teeth turn red. I learned that at the Raider camp. At the Raider camp.
Mine doesn't turn your teeth red.
Really?
No.
There you go.
Oh, well, there's something wrong with my teeth.
Not that I know of. Yeah. I mean, mine
So
is
it's
14.5 alcohol.
14.5 alcohol.
Yes.
But that's good. That's
Yes.
a good 14.5 is
That's
like
kinda
you.
high too.
Very
For
high.
wine, yes,
Yes.
definitely.
My requirement is at least 13.5.
Oh, yeah.
She said my requirement at least.
A couple of glasses to 81. She's
That's what she. When I
nice.
listen, when I first
She's nice.
when I first came in, she's like, "You want a glass?" I said, "Girl, if I drink that, I'm gonna be on the podcast like, all right, going crazy." All right,
what do I
so
do?
four cards for him, 4 cards for
All
me.
of us.
So 4, 4, 4? Okay.
And then we're gonna play the next
So
one.
Okay.
we get to hear about you guys too?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
let's go.
Yeah,
Fair
you
game,
just
fair
ask us, So you
game.
get to pick whichever 4 that you want to
I
pick.
just go in and just pick 4?
Yes.
Pick 4 random
Like in a
cards.
row?
Yes.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
And then 4 for her.
Oh, I'm doing
And
everybody.
then 4 for you as well. You get to pick our
Other
presents,
side.
So we
Oh,
don't-
sorry.
We can't be the ones to blame.
Yeah, so it's this one is like this or that. So you
Oh,
get to
that's
pick
true.
this or that. And you can like
You can
mix
get with
whatever
this, or
question.
you can get with that.
Pretty
Oh
much.
Lord.
Okay.
This is a lot going on. All right, who's going
Okay.
first?
That's funny.
All right.
I would
You
totally
wanna go
do
first?
that.
All
Let's
right,
go first, T. Go ahead.
all right. Would you rather open your laptop in a meeting only to discover that porn is playing at full volume, or have 12-inch pubic hair you can't trim?
Oh, God.
You can't trim.
So you were smart to not play.
Oh,
That's a
no. There's
whole
only
ruler.
2 options?
You can give your explanation though.
That's 12 inches of measured.
And it'll never go away?
That you can't trim.
That is a lot. Like what?
That's a lot of.
You're wearing those joggers that are like what are
Okay.
those joggers called that have that long like
MC Hammer one?
yeah
The drop pod?
the drop pod yeah.
Hey, that's a hairy situation.
Every situation.
Okay, the porn thing.
Okay, the laptop in a meeting only to discover that porn is playing at full
Correct.
volume.
And my explanation would be because my significant other had my laptop.
I know that's
There you go.
right. Great
There you go.
explanation.
And it's probably very true.
I love it.
That is. All right. Okay. So my question to you is,
Me again?
yeah,
And then you get to ask us.
Oh, okay.
All right. Show up to a good friend's wedding wearing only a purple thong, or get your mother addicted to heroin.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, that's terrible. I would never get my mom addicted to heroin.
Terrible. It's terrible. My mom's done a lot.
Okay, but also, like, I don't have a prominent seat. I'm Filipino, so mine is like,
So you
like
don't want to go on the
this.
backside.
Not so much. I would have to do the purple thong.
Yeah.
I can't get my mom addicted to heroin.
Yeah, absolutely not.
That's okay. I'd be like, hey.
Yeah. Then you gotta find your man. You don't have to go to the airport. You're going to the wedding.
Am I at the wedding by myself, though, or do I have a companion? Taylor, would you be my guest? Only if you have to wear a purple thong, too. We could be purple thongs to get the unisex situation.
He's secretly playing.
His and hers.
He's playing on the side.
Okay, my turn?
Yes. And you can pick which one you want to ask him or which one you want to ask me.
Oh, but I would totally do this one.
Okay, go for it. Whatever you want to do. She's like, I would totally do this one.
Attempt to break dance at your next work function. What's the other one?
Or one, yeah,
Oh.
one of those.
Have a bird poop in your mouth every time you yawn.
Oh no, we break dancing.
That's what I'm saying. That's easy.
In my mouth.
That's a no-brainer.
Every time
As long as there's cardboard.
I'm a
You know what I'm
sleepy
saying?
dude too. I get a lot of sleep, so that's a lot of yawns in a day. No, thank you.
And you guys know my daughter actually told me this. Birds poo and pee at the same time.
That's why
That's why it's like watery.
Ah.
I did not know that
I didn't
until
know that
my
either.
4-year-old told me. She's like,
She
Mom,
put
do
us
you
on
know?
game.
Yeah, and I was like, what? How did you know that? And I looked it up. Yeah.
Poop and pee at the same time. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right,
Oh, you?
That would be
Yeah.
diarrhea for us.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I think when I've had way
Exactly.
too much to drink.
It's diarrhea.
So the last
Yes.
2 for you.
Yes.
Okay, never be able to have sex with the same person twice,
What?
Wow, so you gotta have
One
sex with
night
someone
stands the whole time.
Yeah.
right?
That's
That could be
bad.
fun though.
Or she's like,
That could be fun.
Or drink a gallon of breast milk that your mom has been saving since you were an infant.
ew,
A gallon though?
a gallon
I prefer the first one.
and one night stands.
For the rest of your life.
But what if you genuinely like love someone?
Can't have
And,
sex again.
Well,
with
you
them
just
after
have to
that.
like confront them and give them a disclaimer.
I guess I'm doing the sex. Sorry, babe. I love you. I love you.
It's not real life.
It's a game.
I'm a weak.
It's a game. I'm just not. I mean, like, since you were an infant, I'm 35 years old.
So-
Like, I'm not drinking my mom's
Old man.
gallon.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of breast.
would
And
be
milk
like-
it stink too when it
Breast milk
expires.
at that.
You'd be like
I'm
the
not
bird
doing
pooping and pooping at the same time.
Every day, every day. All right,
Okay.
you got one more left, and
Yeah,
I
we
okay.
both got one more for you.
All right.
Yeah, you get two.
Yeah, she can get 2 more.
You get two more.
Okay.
I have another glass.
Glass.
Hold up. This one's kind of.
T, you like this?
I saw it.
Would you wear that? It's kind of midriff. Just try it on.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Watch your significant other have sex with someone else, or register yourself as a sex offender.
Oh, that's terrible. Let me give you another card. That's that one out.
No, that's either or. You gotta pick one of those.
What? Register myself as a.
Oh,
Okay.
this is even worse. So I'll even
Okay.
add your bonus question.
I would register myself as a sex offender and say I'm not.
It was a joke.
Oh my God.
You want to hear the bonus one?
No.
The bonus was receive a notification every time any of your exes has had sex.
Oh, fuck my exes. I don't care.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want. Can I have
The
that one
extra reason.
All right, here's my last two
God.
for you.
She's like pressure.
Have your
I don't care about
skin be as flammable as gasoline,
Your skin?
your skin,
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
or never have better sex than you did when you lost your virginity.
Never?
Never. That's
Ever?
the best it gets after the first
Forever,
time you did it. Yeah.
Well, what if the first time is not that great?
That's what I'm saying.
Then you don't know the difference. That's my explanation. Thank
There
you.
you go. If the bar is set high,
That is true.
everybody else got to follow after some.
Thank you.
That
Thank
is
you
true.
for that.
Yeah, that
I'm
is
going to
true.
use his answer.
Yeah.
Are we done? That was good.
Yeah.
Yay.
That was amazing.
I want this.
So much fun, right? Finished our game.
Ready? 1, set, go.
We just finished our game. We had so much fun. We just finished our game. We had so much fun. T.O. came in the building. We're going to customize joggers and hoodies
Yep.
for
It's a
all of
surprise.
us. So I cannot wait till that comes out. And how it turns out is going to be amazing because Jhoanna's doing it. Thank you so much for coming on, and tell everyone where they could find you.
Alba Legacy. I guess that's it. Like
on
everything
everything.
Alba
On
Legacy.
Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
On it all,
And
baby.
stay tuned for everything that she has going on and for what we have going on. And that is it for TELLI Talks.